Hi there, Scott Duffy here, and I have some thoughts of what's going on. This world is a bit crazy right now, but since I make videos, I thought I would turn on the video camera and record it for you. Hopefully this will be a very short and uplifting message is my goal here. First of all, before I begin, I really sincerely hope that you and your family and your friends are in a safe and healthy space right now. I know there's a lot going on. We're in a rapidly changing environment, and every day seems to bring something a little bit new. The restrictions get a little bit tighter, and we hear things in the news. Now, for me, I'm thankful that myself, my wife, and my family and her family have not yet been affected by this, and so I wish the same to you, obviously. I'll be truthful with you, is that I have gone through a range of emotions myself, and maybe you can relate. Where I started off last week, I got back from my little vacation, I was confident, I thought this would be a short-term thing, and then I got into a place, I watched the news too much, maybe watched the news a little bit too much, and then I started to think things were going to be terrible. And now I stepped away from it a little bit, talked with some people, and I'm feeling better. Like, I think that ultimately, a difficult time, and I'm so sad that there's a lot of people that are going through a lot of stuff. But at the end of this period, humans have been shown in the past that we have this ability to bounce back, and hopefully we're all going to bounce back from this. Now, if we put the health stuff aside and the virus and other things that are going on aside, we always say that this is a period of rapid change otherwise, and this is no different. Maybe this is even more change than we're used to. In Azure Cloud and cloud computing, the exams are always changing and the tools are always changing, but this is at a whole other scale, right? So every single aspect of our life has been affected. I mean, that's true for me. I'm assuming true for most of you. Every restaurant is closed near me, every cafe, every gym, every church. The library's closed. Everyone's being asked to stay home from work. Some people can't work from home, so they're being asked to stay home and not work. So literally every routine that we have, from waking up to going out to having dinner to shopping, all that stuff has been impacted. Now, we have to believe that at some point in the next few weeks, life will start to return, right? The numbers will start to decrease, there'll be no new infections, and restaurants will start to reopen, the gym will reopen again. Maybe we'll be asked to be extra vigilant and wash our hands more and things like that. But life will start to return to normal at some point. Some things will be different, we have to accept, but maybe most of it will be the same. Now, what are we doing while we're staying home? Hopefully you're spending more time with your family, you are getting to interact with your friends online in other ways, playing video games, and maybe watching a movie that you've always wanted to watch, or reading a book you've always wanted to read. Lots of stuff to distract us, but maybe there's also room for thinking about the future. Assuming everything does come back as normal, what are we going to do in our jobs? What are we going to do for the next 5 years of our career? And maybe you can start to look up on some of that stuff. So if you've always wanted to get into machine learning, now's a great time to play around with that stuff. Big data and DevOps, there's a lot of exciting areas, and I'm sure there's 100 exciting areas that I'm not even listing here or even unaware of even. So within all that extra stuff, and besides watching the news, learning would be a great thing to do. And so you can go on YouTube. There's tons of free videos, some great teachers on YouTube that are providing free tutorials every few days. You can go on Microsoft Learn, microsoft.com/learn. There's hundreds of modules, and they even have a little sandbox where you can log into your account and play around in Azure and things like that. I also personally prefer figuring out a project. So if there's something that you've wanted to do, you want to take your family tree information and digitize that, or any other kind of project that you can think of, then you can start to work on little tools and little things for that. We're all hopefully a lot of these people watching this video are technology oriented. I do think technology is sort of emerging as one of the saviors of this time, where I can record a video and you can see it, and we can do a lot of our work online and stuff online. So that was a great time to learn, take a course, read a book, watch some tutorials, etc. Now, that's pretty much what I wanted to say, is that it's not all going to be bad. There are lots of things to be hopeful for. I will close off with some personal advice, and I'm hoping that some of this we're going to, as a world, emerge and realize that this animosity and the things that we say to each other, we can lighten up a little bit, where we can be patient, we can be forgiving, less vicious in our comments. If you are in line at the store and it's taking too long, instead of getting frustrated and getting mad at someone for no particular reason, maybe you can just sort of develop that patience. Or if you're online, on Twitter, on Facebook, and there's a heated debate going on, whether it's political or technical or something else, maybe there's a point in time where you just stop and you say, you know what, I'm not going to get them to change their mind. So what's the point in even trying to explain if they're not even reading and understanding what I'm saying? So hopefully the world will turn into a little bit friendlier place. We're learning. The social distancing is not going to teach us that we need people in our lives. Final piece of advice is wash your hands. Has to be, right? So thanks a lot. This has been Scott, and again, I hope you're well. I'm thankfully, so far, knock on wood, things have been good, and I hope the same to you. So all the best, and appreciate you being here, appreciate you watching this. You guys are amazing. Thanks.